Okay.
We can comments. Okay, there's the comments. Hey, we're on all of them. Let me look.
I think people can hear us. I'm not sure. Can you hear us out there, folks? We're counting down. Come on. The show's about to start. You wouldn't believe it.
Looks like we're only streaming on YouTube, right?
That is I made an executive decision.
Okay.
Yes,
I guess people can hear us.
People can hear us. Hooray.
Hi, Murphy.
Hey, Murphy.
Thank you.
To see you. Hey, Matt. So we're doing the countdown. So, we'll give people some time to realize, get their notifications and say, hey, oh my gosh. Oh, they're happening. It's happening. So, by the way, I made this counter in After Effects today.
You did?
I did. It's my first After Effects project.
Oh, it looks cool.
Looks good. It was interesting to get into After Effects. There was a guy on YouTube who was provided, a little tutorial.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm basically doing, I didn't do anything fancy, but it was just interesting to actually open up. Look, we can put our logo up, can we? We can't. Wow, the countdown video is
overrides everything.
Takes over everything. It's a big overlay. All right. So it's great to see folks. Hey, Marcus Reads Comics. Good to see you, Sean. Good to see you too. Yeah, well, I've made the executive decision to go only to YouTube. We really enjoyed our premiere. What was that? Last week?
Last week today.
Last week today. We premiered that great tour from Stu Deitcher of Jack's Place, and we just figured that was the thing. So just kind of stick with YouTube, see how that goes, and people can come over from Facebook. I sent the link out, but yeah, I don't know. Just seemed like a thing to do. So yeah, it's been a long time, Marcus. We've been gone for a while. I think it's a year.
It's pretty close,
right?
Yeah, pretty close. That's a year. Yeah, we got consumed by Kirby Vision last year, so that really derailed everything. We were just like,
and
we started
our Sky Masters book. Oh, look, there we are. And the countdown is complete. So,
ta-da!
Hey, everybody. So welcome to the Jack Kirby Museum. I'm here with the amazing Tom Kraft.
And I'm here with the amazing Ran Hoppy.
Incredible. Look at that. We're amazing and incredible. It's kind of fun to be back. I spent a lot of time working on this show over the weekend, and it felt like old times. So if you have any
crunch time.
If you have any comments or questions, you can ask it in the chat. We'll do our best to respond. And we this is one of the things that we do. We're kind of in the middle of our
legends.
We're legends. We're Lantern Zone. He's back. Or Lantern Zone is back. I'll say that. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, we're in the middle of the Marvel in the Jack at Marvel in the 70s. Where we left off, right? So we figured we'd come back. Oh, here's the video from last week. Just a great 9-minute tour of Jack's house. A short appearance by Roz at the beginning, and please go and check that out. It was it's really wonderful, and we're pretty proud of it, and we thank everybody who helped us make it happen. And there'll be more. I promise you this. There'll be more. We have some, right? We have video. We have video of Jack that we've never shared.
Of course. We have a lot of stuff.
Share it. That's what we do. Okay. So yeah, look, and these are the ones that we did share. We have a number of these videos. This is these 3 videos. Are all from St. Patrick's Day in 1983 at Jack's place. Talking to Tony Despoto and Greg Theakston. There are some videos there on YouTube. And here's Jack talking about Captain America. They're on our channel. It's great. So here's all the stuff that we've been doing. Holy moly, we did a whole series on DC, Jack at DC in the 70s. Woo! Remember, we like saved Commandy till the end because it was so much.
40 issues, yeah.
40 issues. We're like, we got to do Commandy, man. We got to. Oh my gosh. We did that incredible birthday 5 years ago. That was incredible for 103rd birthday. We've done walking tours, live streams. What else is going on? So yeah, here's our set Jack at Marvel in the 70s. So we did some Jack's Back, talked about Jack coming back, talked about Captain America, some of the covers that he did for Marvel, and then the Eternals. And then we took a break. Why? As Tom said earlier.
Kirby Vision.
Kirby Vision. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was incredible. What a wonderful thing that working with the folks at Corey Helford Gallery in Los Angeles to make that happen. Tom completely kicked ass on design and pulling it together. Yeah, we all did a great job, but you were the point man. So,
yeah. Yeah, it was a big chunk of my life for like 4 months.
yeah, and it was a great success. Wonderful show. And I also spent a lot of time last year getting our Sky Masters book done. So that was
and like, it's done, right?
And it's done.
It's at the shipping company right now. I mean,
I'm holding it. I'm holding a copy. Wow. Yeah.
They should be shipped very shortly because they have all the extra stuff. So you should be seeing it soon.
The books are in the United States and they're in the place where they need to be shipped out from, I think.
Right.
So, yeah, that'll be exciting. And then we get cases of books that we will eventually be selling, along with all the other wonderful things like posters and stickers and shirts. I have a shirt on? No. All right. So we're back. It's What If the Fantastic Four. Yeah. So, the Challengers, the Fantastic Four, this funny What If issue. There's Jack with the cover to FF 100. That was in the video. From
that was in the video, yes.
Yeah. It was kind of fun to see that. It's a nice shot of Jack.
So this was what, a 48-page? It was a 48-page thing, right?
No, it was nothing. There was nothing special about it.
No, the what if issue.
Oh, the what if. Oh, yeah. Not the 100th issue, but yeah, this what if. So let's go back in time. Rand is going to provide some extra context to the whole wonderful world of Jack Kirby and the Fantastic Four. Oh, look, it's Congress saying comics are bad for you and create juvenile delinquency. And there's a black magic comic, that's one of the comics that Simon and Kirby worked on. It really shocked the industry and pretty much caused Simon and Kirby to break up. Joe Simon went into commercial art. He would come back to comics every once in a while, and Jack was trying to find work. And he ended up at DC Comics, and they pulled together this comic called The Challenges of the Unknown. A team of 4 characters going out and like taking on incredible adventures.
Well, they actually had near-death experiences. So then
they did. Yeah.
Yes, they almost died.
The truth,
but they didn't die.
They did not. And then when they didn't die, they said, "Well, we're living on borrowed time. Let's
Let's do something good for humanity.
Yeah, let's help people. So they decided to do things. So, I think two of these issues, I don't know, am I right? Yeah, two of these issues came out, in the Flash. Flash number 4, which is often said to be the beginning of the Silver Age. I'll just say that DC was much more behind the Challengers than they were the Flash. They commissioned 4 of these issues for Showcase, and then gave the Challengers their own comic in 1958. All these dates that I have at the bottom, these are all kind of like tied into like newsstand dates, not production dates, not the date on the comic, but the date where, who is it, Tom? The Library of Congress has a record that we use.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Patent Office, actually, the U.S.
Patent Office.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Copyright and patent, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So, so there, the challenges of the unknown were like fast tracked with Jack. Basically, doing the art and working with writers and the editor and all that stuff at DC. Well, what else happened at DC at that time? Oh, here they are. Yeah, these 4 people are in a crash, and then they survive, and they decide, hey, look, let's just take a few more risks. I don't know. So that's what they decide to do. So Jack ended up getting a gig. Yeah, there they are. That's right. Ace, Red, Rocky, and Prof. Yeah. He got a gig with, thanks to this George Matthew Adams service, and the editor at DC got this gig doing and the Sputnik launch. Right, it was the big deal was that Sputnik went up. And suddenly everybody was concerned about real science, space stuff, not wacky, bug-eyed monster stuff. So the syndicate was looking for a space strip and went to DC Comics, and they worked out the deal for Jack to do Sky Masters of the Space Force. Unfortunately, there was a problem. Whoops, went too fast. There was a problem with it, and it ended up kind of crashing. Jack seemed to think that there were 300 newspapers, but there was not. It's been hard to confirm that. But the guy, the editor who helped make the deal for the strip, wanted to be making a commission for the length of the strip, as long as the strip was happening, and Jack was not happy about that. The writers were being weird. It was hard to find them. It was just a bad deal. So there was a lawsuit, and Jack was no longer able to work for DC Comics.
But if you want to know more detail than that, you can get the Sky Masters book. Yes, the Sky Masters book, a complete listing of everything that happened during that time period.
That's true. Ferran Delgado pulled it all together, made it happen in the first edition, and then we were able to work with him when we took over. We made a second edition. We added 16 pages of stuff. We did some copy editing, and it's a beautiful book. Anyhow, so Jack was kind of looking for work, and apparently, as the old story goes, he would tell the story about how he went into Marvel, or Goodman, I guess, as they used to call it, or Timely. And they were basically, he would say that they were moving the furniture out, and Stan was really upset. And Jack essentially told them, look, I'll cut it out. I'll tell the publisher, Martin Goodman, I'm gonna save your company, and let's start making good comics again. So what he did was,
I would add to that his motivation really was so that he can have work. He lost the work at DC, so this was his only thing. So he had to go in and convince Stan Lee that this is, I can do this, and we're going to do this and save the company.
Well, and Jack was, Jack and Simon and Kirby were like, the top team in comics. They were big selling teams. They had a good reputation. Yeah, that had an incredible reputation. So it was he was not to be taken lightly when he would say things like that. And one of the first comics, the first two comics that he did at Marvel at that time was this World of Fantasy and Strange Worlds. Stan Lee and Martin Goodman did not like science fiction. They felt it never sold, but they brought into existence this Strange Worlds comic and turned World of Fantasy into a little bit of a science fiction thing. So Jack was, doing a whole bunch of stories at Marvel. I mean, I picked these 10, but I think it was about a year and a half. And he kept saying that that heroes were back. He had done some work on the side during this time with Joe. What was it? The Fly and the Private Life, the Double Life of Private Strong, the Private Life of Double Strong. No, I didn't. I got that.
No.
That's not it.
The Double Life of Private Strong.
Yeah. So he said that he's got his son Neil. He put these comics out with Joe. He says, I think there's something going on with the heroes. So eventually they were able to put out this comic, Fantastic Four #1, which really changed things. It was I mean, if you read it now, not a very good comic, to be honest.
No, it's not.
It's a little mushy.
And it's not really drawn that well either.
It's not drawn that well.
It looks like it was rushed. It
looks like it was rushed. Yeah, parts of it definitely look like it were rushed. So, but they put it out, and it got some notice. I think. Oh, look, the Fantastic Four. There's people in a vehicle and they have a crash, and then they turn into.
Wait a minute! Didn't you just say that?
That's what I did. So I don't know. I don't know what Mike is talking about here. What? No, it's not. Yes, it is. I say. No, I don't know.
No, what is out? What?
Yeah. So. Yeah, there's a great similar. I mean, we had a video of. No, we have audio of Jack talking about the Fantastic Four with Gary Groth from the Comics Journal, and he asks him, what was the deal with going from the Challengers to the Fantastic Four? Oh, right. That's right. Yeah. Oh, there we go. So the FF1 is not a good book. It's not. But it was different.
Yeah, because you had superheroes with and then you had these relationships, emotional. So it was, in some ways, it was a lot of the romance stuff kind of mixed in.
Yeah, the interpersonal stuff.
That nobody had ever done that. DC was doing typical Superman, very
fairy tales.
Pretty much fairy tales, but no interactions. Yeah,
my boyfriend has turned into a centaur. What? Anyhow. It's so, and they didn't have costumes for 2 issues, so it was different. Issue 1 is a classic. Reads an a-hole and leaves Mole Man to rot in the underworld and leaves with no remorse. Well, yeah, it is dark. It's dark, but it got better. Jules Pfeiffer said DC at the time felt like it was being drawn in a bank.
Yeah, pretty much.
But so just to say, here's that the compare and contrast between these things that were 3 years apart for Jack. Oh, and I was saying about the Gary Groth interview where Gary asked about how did it go from Challengers to Fantastic Four, and Jack says, well, the thing about the Fantastic Four was that they were mutated, like their powers, like.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the difference. Other than that, it was like, they were clearly a precursor.
Didn't they later on get powers though? Challengers, they got powers later.
I don't know. I don't know.
So.
I know they definitely had issues.
Because
there was like a story there's one
even that where they're like throwing fire through their hands and stuff like that.
Yeah, but that's like a 1 issue thing.
Okay.
It was like, not it wasn't like suddenly they had powers. They would get them, and then they would go. That was the way back. Hey, what's going on? Okay. So yeah, here's so I go through it year by year, the FF. Jack's work on the FF, using again the newsstand dates. I'm going to talk at the bottom about the amount of the number of stories and the number of pages of art, including covers and pinups. So in 1961, there were 3 stories and 77 pages of art. I guess, and in issue 3, they got their costumes and acted a little more like superheroes, or looked a little bit more like. And then in 62 was really fun when Namor, the submariner, was brought in, and Dr. Doom was brought in, which was
Submariner was brought in from Golden Age, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know. Do people steal from their own stuff? I mean, it's his thing. It was like, not Mark, it's just, that's what he was doing. He was doing that, and he did it that way with those people. He did it that way with those people. I don't know if stealing is the right idea, but one of the things about this issue 7 here, can you see my mouse? No, not really. The Wanted Dead or Alive issue, that read on the billboard there looks a lot like Jack Kirby.
Yeah, that's what they say. Yeah, they say it was Jack Kirby.
Yeah. But they had problems paying. The FF had problems paying their bills. They had fans. They would get. It felt a little more like they were living in a world that was a little more familiar than Gotham City and Metropolis. Characters came back. Here we are in 1963 with 330 pages of art. This fantastic annual here with Namor. It's really fun. Yeah, another, I don't know, infant terrible. I don't know what's going on. What is that? It's like, Tremaine from Star Trek. Baby, run amok. This great 2-issue story with the Avengers and the Hulk and the Thing. Unfortunately, inked very quickly and slapdashedly by George Russo's, right? Doesn't really look very good, I think.
No,
but it's a great story.
Yep.
Yeah, just this stuff is fun. This Submariner story cover is fun because it's got a collage on it, which is something that Jack did a lot of, but it's kind of cool that it's like on a cover like that so early in 1964. Yeah, this annual with the Dr. Doom is the origin. This last issue here, it's always fun to think about where Medusa's hair is attached to, that she can be on the cover, and Medusa being kind of a femme fatale at this point. Still, she's or a super villainous. Some questions. Hang on a second. Woo. Why is Human Torch considered Marvel's first character rather than Subby? I forget. Wasn't Torch in Marvel Comics #1, and that was published before wherever Namor appeared? Although he was in that Motion Picture Funnies Weekly that I don't know. I'm confused, but that's something like that. Cuckoo, Jack smoked Roy Tans, ROITANS. Right. So I don't know. I feel like at some point in here, in these comics that we're looking at, that was when Jack started writing margin notes for Stan. I looked it up very quickly before the show to try to get that right. I should have looked it up on Saturday when I was pulling the show together. But the word is that most of the margin notes started in 1964. The idea being that they would talk about the story. Stan Lee and Jack would talk about the story. Jack would then go home and produce 21 pages of comics, bring it in and talk about it, and Stan would ask for a lot of changes that Jack did not get paid for. So,
and can I add that before that time, what would happen is either it would be a phone call conversation, but more likely Jack came into the office with his work, and then he would sit in Stan's office and tell Stan what the story was, and you can see in the original art Stan Lee's notes just
that's right,
to remind him.
Yep, that's right. I mean, so I mean, an editor talking to the creative person, that's going to happen, and it wouldn't be surprised if it happened before the work got produced. But then having the getting involved in too many changes when the art is being brought back in, I think it was and again, like you say, that Stan was asking for changes. So Jack was just like, no, you know what? I'm not going to go through the art with Stan. I'm going to tell him what's happening, and then Stan can produce the final lettering script for the letterer. So, Jack wrote. There was a brief. There was an editor and creative conversation that Jack then produced 21 pages of comics, and then Stan made the final call on what the script was going to be. So, who wrote the story? Yeah.
Well, definitely Stan Lee wrote dialogue for a lot.
He wrote the final script. Yeah, he definitely wrote the final script. So, but around here is when that started happening in 1964. And then in 65, we start getting some more stuff. But then,
just to mention, that also happened with Journey into Mystery around that time.
Sure.
So, so all the line of, and I don't know about the Avengers, but all the line we have in the digital archive, we have a lot of the full size scans from that time period, and you can actually trace when that started happening. And so that's kind of interesting.
And even Matt, makes the comment about plot versus script distinction, and I think I like to think of it as more like there's story and final script or something. It's because the plot, you can't make a 21 page comic just from a plot. You need to have written the comic to do that. So that's just And Stan definitely put his personality all over those comics. So that's oh look, Cuckoo. Cuckoo likes our summertime walks. Jack's old neighborhood. Well, we'll keep trying. Yeah, but so what happens in 1965? We've got the wedding, which is of Reed and Sue, which is really
that was the annual, right?
Yeah, the third annual. Yeah, it's really just chaotic, filled with shenanigans.
And unfortunately, Vince Coletta inked it, and it didn't.
That's right.
Look as good.
Doesn't really look very good, but it's a crazy fun book. And then what happens, and after that we get into the fantastic. Keep using the word fantastic. The incredible, like Inhumans stuff happening, whereas Medusa's not just a supervillainess; she's part of a whole community of superpowered beings in a hidden city. And then this Galactus issue, which is just
this when it takes off.
When if you were reading these things off of the newsstands, this was when it really kicked up a notch, I would say. Hello. So then we have more Galactus, Silver Surfer, the the
Black Panther.
The Black Panther.
In issue 51 is one of the strongest issues in the whole series.
Yeah,
it was really good if you haven't read it.
Yeah, and they bring back the original Human Torch, Claw, the murderous master of sound. It's just incredible. It's almost like it's like a soap opera. It's like just. It's not like one story in each issue. The subplots, there's pages about where's Johnny? Johnny's over there, doing this over there with that. Just all. It's just it's very rich. It's very rich comics. If you were keeping track of them. Yeah, the Doom stuff. The Doom steals the Surfer's power, right? I mean, it's just so cool, and just again, 13 pages of story, 13 stories, 270 pages of Fantastic Four art. And the hits just keep coming. The Sentry, Blastar, the Living Bomb Burst. I guess we could talk briefly about the Cocoon. Unfortunately, that was one story where Jack had a story that he was telling, and Stan really just kind of turned it around and made the three scientists not who Jack wanted them to be, and their motivations. And it seems that at that point, Jack he stopped creating new characters. So, that's how that happened. We have some pencils from that annual 5, don't we?
Or annual 5? 6.
Yeah.
We have
6.
We have all yes, I believe so.
Yeah. Yeah.
We also have
the art is
just from that.
Oh, we do. Oh, from 6?
Yeah, annual 6. We have a complete.
We'll get there in 68. But I'll tell you though, the art at this point, Jack's storytelling, Jack's art, Joe Sinnott's inking, the coloring, it's just it's really, really great. I'm just kind of looking back. I mean, it's really great here too. I mean, it's just top. He's just all the engines are just running beautifully. It's just really wonderful stuff. And look at that 72 cover.
Yeah, that's a beautiful cover.
It sure is.
I have it recreated on my wall in back of me.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you got Joe Sinnott to do it, right?
Yeah, back in a long time ago, 20 years ago.
And also in 1967, the Hanna-Barbera cartoon hit the airwaves, I think, on ABC, and some nice Alex Toth character designs. I don't think Jack saw a dime of that, so that's too bad. But because they did use a number of the stories in the cartoon. So when I was a kid and I finally got the bug for comics and Jack Kirby and back issues, and I would get like a catalog from Ken Pierce or Robert Bell.
Robert Bell, I know.
Yeah. I had to pick which issues of the Fantastic Four I wanted to get, and it was like I didn't want to spend $1 per comic. I only wanted to spend 75 cents. So number 73 was the beginning somehow of the 75-cent comics on the back issues. So I got that, and then I got some of these other ones. Or maybe I spent $1 on that one because of all the guest stars. But the other ones I got were like 82, 83, and 84. Oh, and 80. So yeah, this is there's a lot of Galactus and Silver Surfer stuff going on here. And at some point during here, I think in 68 is when the Silver Surfer #1 comes out. And that's that's pretty disappointing to Jack, that happened. He had an idea for what the origin was going to be, but he wasn't able to tell that because Stan worked up something with John Buscema.
Yeah,
and like one of my lines was always like, yeah, Jack Kirby's Silver Surfer never had a girlfriend. I'm sorry, not the way he's dealing with Alicia there in the first few issues. This is, that's just it's just a bummer. Also, 82 is like my favorite cover. I love the coloring on 81 with Crystal and the Wizard, the red with the yellow costume in the center. It's just so cool. Even the Tomazuma cover is pretty cool. It's just a goofy story. Anyhow, so then we get into Doctor Doom stuff, where it's like Jack saw the Prisoner TV show and made some cool Fantastic Four stories that kind of evoke that, right? Cuckoo, I suspect that Malkovich is the Red Ghost, but I don't know. Maybe he is the Puppet Master. This is when the stories kind of get a little weaker, I think. Like the Torgo stuff, the gangster stuff.
Yeah, Jack just drew from his gangster stuff that he had done in the past.
Yeah. Well, there was the Star Trek episode of the gangsters, probably.
Yeah, that's true. That too.
But this is where the story. I mean, the art's still pretty good. Boy, I do not like that cover for 90. Wow. Yeah, that is not a favorite. But then in 69, he also did these for the Marvel Mania, and he actually inked these himself, and they are beautiful. And the French versions that our friend Frederic did on silkscreen, I think that's what's on Jack's wall in Stu Dutcher's video, is the French silkscreen with Mike Zeck doing the coloring. All right, John, that's okay. Torgo's great. No one does gangsters like Kirby. They rocked. All right. I love these three pieces of Kirby Fantastic Four art. They're just great. And then we're kind of winding down to the point where they even have a 100th anniversary issue, and it's like less pages. It's like 19 pages. It's just kind of weird. And the last two issues actually don't have Kirby covers on them, but they do have Kirby art inside. And that we'll come back to number 108 later. So that's like Jack at on the Fantastic Four. I mean, it's just he did what does it say? 113 stories, almost 2,500 pages of art, including cover stories and pinups. Incredible. That was around the same time, Marcus. Jack did the Spider-Man Marvel Mania piece and colored it. And then they said, it had the Sentinels on it. The perspective was crazy fun. And then they had John Romita redo it. And they did the same with Hulk. He did a Hulk piece, and Marvel had Herb Trimpe redo it. So then what happened? Jack went to DC. We have videos. So we're not going to talk that much about it, but he moved on, moved to California, and he came back to Marvel. And the big deal was,
he moved to he moved to California in 1969 before the Fantastic Four ended.
Correct. Yes. Yeah. When did he move? He moved in 69, right?
Yep.
So sometime around here, I guess, when these guys were coming out, was when they moved.
Mark Evanier, I think, talks about seeing him drawing one of the last issues of Fantastic Four on his board.
Right. So then, he comes back, and you could check out our show called Jack's Back, where we talk a lot about that. But these are some of the fantastic. They had the Fantastic Four covers that they asked Jack to do. I think a lot of them were. Oh, I put Marvel's Greatest in there twice. Hooray!
He had to fulfill his contract, so he was doing a lot of covers.
Yeah, I think they wanted him to do covers, right?
Yeah,
Kirby covers, right? DC never did that. Imagine if DC had had the whole, had a whole bunch of Kirby covers on all the different books the way Marvel did. It would have been fun. Yeah, that's actually right, Cuckoo. That is Marvel Boy, all grown up. That was a Roy Thomas thing, I think. But these are some fun covers. Some of them are great. Some of them are not so much. Again, a lot of times he was given layouts by Marie Seven or Dave Cockrum or something like that. But really, what are we talking about? So then we get to this. And this is, what if the Marvel bullpen had become the Fantastic Four? So I think the editor at the time was Roy Thomas, and he asked Jack if he would do it. And Jack said, sure, but Roy was a little disappointed that he wasn't Jack's choice for the Human Torch, and that he made Sal Brodsky the Human Torch. It also, what else cracks me up on this one is the Thing's face, and I think almost all 3 out of the 4 faces in the box are the actual faces from the cover. It's like, well, I think I've seen that drawing of Stan Lee before. Oh yeah, it's right there. Anyhow, it just cracks me up. Oh, they put a cigar in the one. Anyhow, so just cracking up. Well, we're just going to keep going through a little bit more of the Fantastic Four, and then we'll get to the issue. I promise you. He also drew the cover for issue 200. There was a lot more art. Not a lot more art, but the machine here on the left, there was more of that. But they just had to fill it up with all those blurbs. So kind of got squeezed, sadly.
We have pencils from that one.
We do.
Yeah.
And then he was working for Marvel, and he still had pages in his contract. So he ended up transitioning over to doing storyboards for the Fantastic Four cartoon that the Patey Freeling were putting out. So, there's Herbie, and here's one of the scans that we have in our collection of
storyboards,
six frames from this issue, and I picked it because it had all these characters in it. I thought they were cool and they were kind of well drawn. But check this out.
But first we must completely, totally eliminate the Fantastic Four if we're to dominate. I've devised a plan to do just that. They cannot escape. It will be their finish.
The bank alarm!
This could be our chance to even the score. Kirby, compute the location.
So, just to show you the storyboard again. I mean, they used it. I thought that was pretty cool. Anyhow, I thought that was fun. All right, that's enough.
Completely, totally eliminate the.
Okay, so let's get back. Okay, so that's it. Oh my gosh, how long was that? I'm sorry.
almost 45 minutes.
45 minutes of Jack's Fantastic Four, and we still haven't done the issue yet. I apologize to you all, but I really wanted to do that. So I thought it was fun. All right, so let's head into this. Who are these people? We had Sal Brodsky, production guy, Stan, 66 and 77. There's Flo Steinberg, Flo Steinberg with Jack. And I did meet Flo briefly at a Mocha Fest. And,
that's cool. She was from Boston.
Oh, was she? Yeah.
Yeah.
She was very nice. Very nice, as they say. So that was cool. And it was, yeah, she had only died soon after that, but it was great to have met her. And
what year was that? Roughly.
I have no idea. 10 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So Jack decided to tell this story. Oh, here's the original art. So we have in our collection, thanks to all the collectors and auction houses and dealers.
Can I make this larger? Get like this?
You can do that.
See it. Okay.
Do it. Yeah.
I did it.
That's why you have admin privileges.
Wow, I'm special.
So you can step in and do stuff. like
hey, now I can see your I think I can see your mouse. No? Okay, maybe not.
Yeah, I don't know. My mouse is not showing up. Look, it's our logo. Anyhow. Yeah, so it's fun. It's very nice to see the original art. You can see all these corrections and so on. We don't have the pencil photocopy for this.
I don't know. I thought maybe. I don't think so, though.
I looked. I didn't see it.
I don't think so.
So, all right. So here we go. Writer, artist, and editor, Jack Kirby. We have Mike Royer and Bill Ray on inks and letters. I actually love all the tech on these beginning pages. I think when I was looking at creating our logo with the bumps at the top,
the bottom part.
Yeah, I don't think I used it. I think I ended up with Captain Victory, but I did look at this issue very specifically. It's like, are there graphic Jack elements in this thing? And this was pretty strong, filled with lots of good stuff. So yeah, so here's the Watcher. Behold. Oh wait, here we go. So we have. You could see. Excuse me, some changes to the script where the Watcher starts, behold, Scion of Earth. The Jack starts there. Are probably the most familiar backs in Marvel's meteoric history. I mean, just some changes. Kind of fun. Looks good.
What's the story plot at the beginning? I don't remember.
What, the story?
Yeah. I mean, the Watcher is there, and then.
Oh, well, we'll get there. So he's the Watcher, and he's talking about, the different alternate universes that exist, and that's what if is all about, right? So it's all alternate realities, and again, look at the tech. It's just so cool. But it's like, Fantastic Four is not Reed Richards, Ben Grimm, and Johnny and Sue Storm. It's these people who work in comic books. So how did this come to be? So asks the Watcher. And I guess we're moving on from this action sequence to talking about going to Dr. Moreau. Oh, I lost you.
Look out! He's firing a weapon, and he knows how to use it.
He knows how to use it. That's right. That animal has a gun. Oh, we're back to our old tricks, aren't we?
Yeah.
So basically, Flo is very kind and strong, and she stops the monster, but of course she puts the monster in a force field, but he uses his weapon, and that's really a problem. He uses it on himself, and then she points out that the Dr. Moreau, which is clearly a take on the island of Dr. Moreau, that's him, and he's been mutated. And they're like, what? But we came here for that. And then it's like, oh, wait a minute. So they're going into his lab to look at that lab.
That's a cool lab. Look at that
That's
head.
a cool lab.
Look at that neck.
Stan Lee's neck, huge, really long. So yeah, this is they're trying to find the box, and the box is it's not just a MacGuffin, I think, but it was oh yeah, there's some pencils.
It's cool.
Yeah. You can see how they move the lettering to make it a little more, Jack's balloon. They put it over to the right a little more just to kind of get the flow of the page, I guess. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's pretty cool. So Flo finds the box that they're looking for, and then it's a problem because it's activated. And they're getting hit by cosmic rays, and it's
again?
Like, wow! But again, basically, yeah, because that's like
mm-hmm.
She does have Lantern Zone. She does have some funny lines. That's true. Yeah. So now they're going back in time. They're going to remember that day changed our lives. He didn't know the box was in his lab, but it kept bombarding him with cosmic rays. So then we go back and. Here's the Watcher saying, "Yeah, that's right. Back in the early 1960s, Jack Kirby showed up to show Stan the latest work. Roy has some comment about the pre-beard and pre-mustache, and they talk about some weird letters that they're getting from people. Saul shows up and talks about." Again, like things that are going on in production, and Flo gets a box, and she unwraps the box, and it goes off, and that's where they get the cosmic rays, and Jack kills it with his shoe, like Nikita Khrushchev, and. Yeah, so they're kind of surprised by that, but then look what happened to Jack. He took his shoe off, but now he can't put his shoe back on because it's turned thick and scaly, and he's bursting out of his clothes. What the heck? And then Flo is invisible.
Yipe
Indeed. And then Saul is on fire. Yikes. And then he flies out, and then his flame goes out. You'll kill yourself, you dum-dum. Production men can't fly. And then Stan puts his rubbery hand out and saves Saul from crashing to the street. And it's, it's pretty, that's their beginning. I love how Jack's holding Saul by his ankle,
by his foot.
Yeah. And then they look in the box, and it's like, open this box and live the ultimate fantasy. The S people. Who are the S people? Who knows? Well,
they're people that begin with an S.
Yeah, it's true.
Snake people, probably.
So then the Watcher comes back, and he's like, well, of course, now that we have the comic book, the Stan and Jack and Saul and Flo Fantastic Four. But look at these. This is what we all know, right? And that's cool because it's, Jack drawing the FF as we know
them. That's a nice
them.
panel at the top. That's why I took it for the background.
Yeah. And that's why I grabbed the pencils for it, too.
Nice.
We don't have the original art, but we do have the pencils for it. So it's, it's pretty sweet. And so let's see, is it on this page? Yeah, there's a little editing. I mean, Jack talks about they emerged in the vanguard of a trend that changed the entire Marvel format, which was changed. Okay, so yeah. Oh, you know what? I missed something in the back, but anyhow. So then we talk about the comics. He talks about the comics here, how popular they're getting. They're getting letters, and it says here, well, you don't know because luckily Marie Severin, Johnny Romita, and this new kid named Thomas are around to take up the slack. Well, that's not what Jack wrote. So Roy was disappointed that he wasn't in the comic. So then he added himself to the script here in this panel. So that's pretty funny. And there's something else. Okay, so if you look at, however, on this Earth there stands an exact replica of the Baxter Building, and that's where the real action was taking place. So I'll just say that we don't have the pencils for that page 2 and 3 spread. Where the Watcher is talking and introducing the whole thing. But here he says, however, on Earth 5, there stands an exact replica of the Baxter Building.
What's Earth 5?
That's the alternate Earth where this takes place. Jack gave it a name.
But why does this on this Earth there is an exact? He changed it though.
Roy Thomas did.
Yeah,
I would say so. I mean, that's my guess. That's what an editor would do, right? But I love the fact that Jack did the Fourth World, and then he did this thing at Marvel and called it Earth 5. It's all about the numbers, you know. So yeah, I found some other references to Earth 5 in the other pages too. I thought that was pretty funny. So they go to the Baxter Building where they have Stan has his lab, and Jack is getting frustrated. I love these 4-panel pages. But they tell him, "Come on, Jack, calm down. Become yourself again." It's like, oh, it only lasts a little while. And, that's nice.
Boy, Jack looks really muscular.
That's true. Yeah. So here's the original art for that page, and then there's the pencil photocopy. The Kirby tech is still pretty great too.
Mm-hmm. No, it looks great.
So they take off. Where do they go? The Submariners' hidden underwater kingdom, because they're trying to find the S people. And of course, they encounter Namor. Namor hangs them upside down on a magnetic slab. Namor looks great, but he's got a box. Destroy the box! Don't open the box! So he destroys it, and they're like, "Well, what's the deal? Where is the what is? Oh, hello." There's some more original art and pencils. It's fun to see. Yeah,
it's nice. Mike's pencils and Mike's inks are very true to the.
They
pencils.
are true. Yeah. There was one. I felt like Namor was looking down a little, but in the inks, he's in the pencils, but he's not in the inks. He's kind of looking straight ahead. That was the one such an incredible difference.
Yeah, but it's true because he's above them, so he would be straight ahead.
All right, so we're back, and then it's like, okay, he smashed, and then they realize, hold back, you guards, and Stan puffs up. Then there's about to be a fight. I love this. Flo stops them, puts a force beam between them, and everybody. Jack says, Why is everyone so uptight when I get the chance to do my stuff? You always do it at the wrong time. That's why. Well, good fights don't grow on trees, you know. This one could be a classic if you'd only stay out of it. Okay, Jack.
Jack in his history used to do a lot of funny comics too, so it shows a little bit here his talents.
Yeah, that's right. So then what happens? Oh, they talk about the devices. Namor is thinking. Flo is nice to him and calms him down. Don't fool me, you big handsome teddy bear. I know your savage temper is a cover-up for a heart that's warm and just. Oh, Flo. And then they realize who's in, who are these S people who have been experimenting on Earth people? Well, Namor has a extraterrestrial sensor, and then they realize it's the guard is one of them. He's here in the very chamber.
Poseidon's beard.
Poseidon's beard. Yeah. So they all get conked out. And what do we know? The S people are the Skrulls.
There we go.
Oh, the Skrulls. Jeez, they're
when all else fails, just bring the Skrulls in.
Bring the Skrulls in. Jack's looking for a villain. Well, these guys are pretty fun. So yeah, it's a simple task for the Skrull. So, he escapes, he turns into a fish. he swims away. He's not detected. Fool. Yeah, that's right. Farewell, fool, thinks the fish. And so, the FF were the first experiment, but Dr. Moreau did not. They chase after him, and then they shoot the ship. And Ben and Namor pull the ship apart, and it's the end of those aliens.
They can't breathe underwater?
I guess not. I don't know. They can turn into fish.
I know.
Anyhow, here's the mega side by side of this stuff. It's pretty cool. Love that middle tier zoom.
Sound effects.
That's right. And then we're at the end. And there's a chain reaction. And have we destroyed the Skrulls? Well, I don't know.
We just don't know.
At least we know who the S people are.
The Skrulls.
Yeah. And then, here's the Watcher saying, like, I have seen this happen in endless succession, for I am. Oh, hello, original art, and so on. Does he mention Earth 5 on this one?
It's funny
Earth 5.
Because later on. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I got nothing.
Eventually, the animated series What If has the Watcher like this as the key person.
Oh yeah,
going through different scenarios and stuff like that. So
yeah.
The whole What If series, came back to life later on in history.
Yeah, and let's see. There was one other thing I noticed. I'm gonna jump back a little bit because I thought it was interesting. Was the editorial hand? If I can find the quick one. I think we had. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, it was back when they were in the comic book in the office. It's quite a ways back. This one? Nope. Just keep going. Oh, okay. So this Hey Stan. Do you see the Hey Stan here? In the bottom.
Yep.
Not on Kirby's pencils. So they were like, trying to say like, let's move the story on. I also think the "by the way, Jack" in the panel above that might be added by the editor. So just kind of interesting to note, to see that,
And we don't have the pencils to that.
We do. I just didn't want to show them. It was just for that.
Okay. Yeah.
Just take my word for it. I swear. Certainly the bottom panel one. Yeah. But Earth 5. Yeah, Jack Kirby's Earth 5. So let's get to the end here. You got to do it slowly because that's how I roll.
There should be a whole series, like take that Earth 5 concept.
I know. See, just do it all. Do Jack. Okay. So yep, that's the end. Oh, and then this terrible thing where they took the storyboards, one of the storyboards from the 1978 cartoon, and made it into a comic, and really made Jack and Roz mad because they didn't talk about it or ask them or anything. And that's why Jack is not on the cover, because I'm sure
I need an Earth 5 T-shirt.
You do. Wait, we'll make one. I'll let you know. Oh, and then this is actually the last. So in 2008, John Morrow found a whole bunch of the photocopies or the original art that Jack did for that FF 108 that kind of got cobbled together and mushed around in the office, and added art by John Romita and John Buscema. And so John Morrow pretty much made a something that was that was truer to Jack's, or to the story. Excuse me, gosh, the story that Jack originally drew. This is the Mike Zeck color scheme from the French silk screen of the Marvel Mania cover art. I mean, it's beautiful. Yeah. So that's it, folks. That was fantastic. And I can't believe I took, an hour and 7, not bad. Just to let you know, we are still raising money for our collections website. We've talked about this in almost all of our most recent live streams from a year ago and more. I think we're halfway, somewhere close to halfway meeting our goal. You can text Kirby Collect to 44321. You can scan that QR code and kirbym.us/e/call and help us out. We are a 501c3 nonprofit. Your donations can be tax deductible, so we'd appreciate any support for that. Also, I think in the YouTube chat there's a super chat or something with a dollar sign on it or something. You can just kind of fire up a donation there. We'd like to thank the Rosalind Kirby Family Trust. We wouldn't exist if they didn't want us to. It's true. And we enjoy working with Lisa Kirby and Tracy Kirby and Jeremy Kirby, that's a wonderful thing. We also thank Tomorrow's Publishing for their support over the years. Nostalgic Investments. So John Morrow and Bashara Malouf are go-to people for us. They're very, very helpful for what we do. We thank them. You can become a member of the museum. We don't necessarily have any great museum member benefits right now, but even if, like some of our friends, you could even just go to our, I think you can go to our website. You could sign up and, donate something to us, become a member. I think we do have a poster or something if you go for it.
Yep. Yeah. The first year
on our website. Yeah. And, yeah, I mean, any financial support you can help us out with. We do have a gift shop. We have, Yeah, we have look at this stuff we sell. We have SPQR portfolios, posters, pins, We set up at conventions. Look at this incredible Dream Machine print. We still
limited
have some
edition
of them.
G-Clay. Yeah, we have 15 left. We only have 15 left out of 100.
Yep. Well, yeah, maybe 18 because I think there's some here in Hoboken. Or are you keeping
No, that's
track?
including those.
Including the Hoboken ones. Okay. And
they're going fast, folks.
And there's going to be some new merch. Just stay tuned. Other than the Sky Masters book, there's some of our T-shirts that we sell online right now. You can buy them right now. Always a big help. And
are we going to be adding the Sky Master T-shirt there eventually?
Eventually, sure.
Yeah.
And yeah, just please, consider subscribing to our channel, giving us a thumbs up, take our notifications, ring the bell, and so YouTube will let you know that we are going live or we've scheduled something. And is 2001 the next video series? That is the plan, John. So
really?
We have plans?
We were doing Black Panther.
Oh.
We got Black Panther. We got Double Dinosaur 2000. I know everybody wants 2001 though.
The new seed. Earth 5 forever fantastic. Earth 5, yes. Oh. It's funny when I was reading comics when I was a kid, it was like Marvel had one universe and DC had multiples. Now it's all over. Everybody's all over the place. Everybody has multiple universes. But
I'll bring us back now.
Yeah, bring us back. Thanks everybody for joining us. Again, we really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you very much.
We hope you.
Sorry, it's been so long. It's been a year.
Yep. Yeah, no, and
it won't be another year, so don't worry.
No, that's right. Yep. So that's it, I guess. Thanks, Tom.
Thanks, Rand. He did all the work. I only did a couple scans. He did all the work.
You did it. You scanned the whole comic.
Yeah, but you put this together. It looks like a ton of work counting the number of pages and putting all that together.
I love that. Yeah.
Okay.
I love it. It's like, how many pages? And I have to do like pages. I can consider art pages. So a cover, a pinup, and a story page. It's just art pages. Anyhow, it was Jack. What I thought of doing was saying like something like how many pages he was doing concurrently as well, just to like say like here's where he was. What did he call it? Like an air of desperation, right? Because he was working so hard. The blitz was all the characters and properties, but then trying to get the line going was like they were desperate. He felt. Somebody asked him, was it fun and exciting? He's like, no, it was desperate.
Right. Yeah.
He did so much work. All right, guys, we'll take off, and thanks again, and we'll see you soon.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye.